I feel like that is very inappropriate and I would never pose nude, ever.
I am an art student, so when it comes to nude photos, I have a much different perspective on them than perhaps a lot of people. I grew up appreciating art, and as I went to college, of course, a lot of the study that you do, you study from nude models. And I think the body is one of the most beautiful created forms that is even ever imagined, and any respectful representation of that isn't a bad thing.
Tastefully nude, because that has a completely different connotation than just nude. I probably wouldn't do it, to tell you the truth, just because it's not something I would feel comfortable with. However, I know that, some people feel comfortable in that kind of atmosphere and doing that, and I think that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with being sexy. However, just completely nude, I don't think I would do that one.
I think if I was in a tasteful nude photo shoot, tasteful being the key word there, if it was very tasteful, I think that I would probably deal with the feedback I would get from my family. It just has to be classy and tasteful and not raunchy and dirty.
If I was asked to do a tastefully done nude photo shoot, and hence like the word tastefully done, I would want to be respected. I would want my body to be respected. I would like to know what is going to be shown, what's it for, and as long as it's done tastefully, it's okay. The human body is a beautiful thing.
I don't see a real problem with a tastefully nude photo shoot. I'm not sure if it's something that I'd be 100% comfortable with doing. If it was something that we did have to participate in, just as long as it's done in a safe environment and it is done where it's not tacky, it's done respectfully, I'd be okay with it. So it just depends on what the setting is.
I would not feel comfortable in a tastefully nude photo shoot. No.
I am a big fan of art, and I feel like the human body is beautiful and you should embrace your body. I am totally comfortable with my body, and I think it's all about being tastefully done. So as long as it's tastefully done, I am totally comfortable with it.
I would never pose for a nude photo shoot, no matter how tastefully it's done. I think that certain things are private and should remain private.
No nudity. This is mine, and mine behind closed doors.
I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I had the guts. I think for girls who have the guts to do that, then maybe more power to them, but I don't think that's anything that I would personally do.
I would do a tastefully done photo shoot as long as it was up to my standards. I'm very creative. I would only do a nude photo shoot if there are a lot of shadows and it covered all the areas of a woman but had the implied sensuality and the curves of a woman, like a landscape of a woman's body. I think would be really beautiful. So I would do implied nude only specifically if it was tasteful to my standards.
Doing a nude photo shoot, as comfortable as I am with my body, I'd like to keep it to myself and private, so I don't think I'd want to do one.
A tastefully nude photo shoot. That's hard to say. I probably wouldn't feel comfortable with it. It's great for other people though, but not for me.
I've never really had a problem with that if it was tastefully done. I don't think it would bother me, but that's just my personality. As long as it was tastefully done and not raunchy or anything like that, I think I would be okay with it.
I'm not sure if I would want to be the subject of a tastefully done nude photo shoot, but I do believe that the body is art, and Michelangelo first taught us that. And so I think it can be beautiful. I'm not sure if I would be a part of it, but I would like to maybe experience that in a tasteful way.
I do not think I would want to be a part of a nude photo shoot because those pictures would follow you forever, and I would be worried about when I start getting into finding a career if it would keep me from getting a job. So I probably would not.
You know, our body is our temple, but I mean, I love showcasing my body, my curves. I'm a curvy girl. Real women have curves. That is what I live by, but I don't have any issue with it at all. I mean, I don't think I would just be in front of the camera like, whoa, and legs spread out or anything like that, but I love showcasing my body. I don't think it's a problem with it at all.
Tasteful? Yes. I mean, if it was tasteful and classy, then absolutely. I'm just kind of a classy, sophisticated kind of girl, so if it kind of fell in that category, then absolutely.
Personally, I think the female body is very beautiful, but, and it's my opinion, I would not feel good in a tasteful, completely nude photo shoot that would be showing my parts to the public.
I think the great thing about fashion photography is that you can do things and make people feel sexy, make women feel empowered, and I think that if it was done tastefully and with a lot of class, you know, I think a lot of wonderful, beautiful, empowered women have done that in the past, and I think I would be okay with it.
I personally would not like to do a tasteful nude modeling shoot, simply because I think that there's so much more that I would like to do. I think beauty is important, and I think outward beauty is important, but I think it's also so important to know who you are on the inside and be able to exude that. So I would prefer not to do a tasteful nude shoot.
I would not personally be okay with a tasteful nude photo shoot. All I think about is if my dad or my brother or my uncle or someone would see these pictures, and I wouldn't want that, no.
A tasteful nude photo shoot, we were just talking about this actually. I don't think my church would be very apt to enjoying that, and I'm happy to say that one of my grandfathers is not alive to see that, but I would probably be able to find a pose that would work that covered everything I wanted covered. So I would be a little apprehensive, but Fadila is so talented that if he were shooting it, he'd make you feel like $1 million.
No, I would not do a completely nude photo shoot. I think that my dad would kill me.
Tasteful nude photo. Maybe if it was Fadil shooting it, I would be okay with that. But typically, I probably wouldn't be interested. But if it was in an artful, creative manner, well, we'd see. It depends on the situation.
Would I want to be in a tasteful nude photo shoot? Probably not, just because I feel like that's something that's, you know, kind of like private and special and the whole world shouldn't be seeing.
Well, I would be comfortable with a nude photo shoot as long as it was done tastefully and classy and passed the dad test and everything was covered up, but I'd have to find out more information first.
I personally would not pose nude, not because I don't respect it by any means, but because for my personal beliefs and where I come from, I believe that my body is just for one other person, and that would be for my husband. And I think that people that believe otherwise, I respect their opinions, and I do find that if you do it in a tasteful way, that it can be definitely a respectable way to you know, make a living or create something that you might want to keep forever. But for me, I'd rather not.
Personally, I would not be doing anything nude. I have full respect for my body, and I wouldn't cross that boundary or that line. So when it comes to nude, no. But I think that there's a way to do a boudoir shoot that is very tasteful and sexy in and of itself. So you can be sexy even with clothes on.
I don't think I would ever do completely nude in a photo shoot because that's just not my personality. I tend to be kind of conservative even with the way I dress. But if it's tastefully done, if it's for something big and you don't really see anything, it's placed kind of nicely and not raunchy, I guess is the word, then maybe I'll do it. I don't know, but nudity isn't really my thing.
I wouldn't feel comfortable being the subject of a tastefully done nude photo shoot because I feel as though my body is something private to me, and I want to make sure that everything I do with my body represents exactly who I am. And as a pre-kindergarten teacher, I wouldn't ever want a photograph of myself on the internet or somewhere in the hands of someone who I wouldn't want. So I wouldn't do something that would put me in a position like that.
I've seen beautiful nude photo shoots, but I personally would never do a nude photo shoot. My dad was a Baptist preacher, so I'm a preacher's daughter. That's just against the rules, you know. But I do think that they're beautiful and that the human body is beautiful, and there's ways to do it where it's artistic and tasteful.
I think as long as it's tasteful, it's okay. I know the program book photos from last year were gorgeous. It was very Victoria's Secret model-esque, and I personally don't have a problem with it. It's high fashion.
I personally would not do a nude photo shoot even if it was tastefully done. I have cousins, grandparents, parents that would probably end up seeing that, and that's not a light that I want to portray myself in.
How I feel about it, I probably wouldn't do it, just because I wouldn't feel comfortable doing it, and I probably wouldn't want my father looking at it.
I don't know. I guess I think it totally depends on the circumstances and the opportunity. I don't know how my dad would feel about that, but so I think I'd have to see. I think it kind of depends on a lot of things.
I think it all depends on context when it comes to nude photo shoots. I wouldn't feel comfortable doing one that was provocative or suggestive in nature, but I think in some types of art, it's definitely acceptable to do nude photos.
I would have to really think long and hard about doing a tasteful nude photo shoot. It would really depend on the circumstances, the photographer, the project. It's not something that I would automatically say no to, but it's also not something I would automatically say yes to. And there better be a lot of money involved.
Oh, a tasteful nude photo shoot. When you said tasteful, you got me excited because I thought food was going to be involved. As long as it's tasteful and artsy, I think that it would be completely fine.
Having a tasteful nude photo shoot, it's great. It's artistic, it's beautiful. But for me, I prefer to keep my clothes on.
A tasteful nude photo shoot. Sometimes I think that can almost be an oxymoron. But you know what? I'm okay with it because the female or male body, it's beautiful. The bodies are beautiful and they're like artwork, and so they should be photographed like artwork.
Personally, a tasteful nude photo shoot, I'm okay with faux nude, but I want to be covered whenever I'm shooting. But I think it is beautiful. It's an art, and that's what photography is. So I can appreciate it, but personally, if I'm shooting, I would like to be covered.
A tastefully done nude photo, oh shoot. You know, it depends on what exactly it's being used for. I think that's the most important thing. If you take a look at the Miss Universe pictures, the Miss USA pictures, I think those are tastefully done and they cause a lot of scandal, but I think that they were beautiful, so it depends on what exactly it's used for.
I would feel okay with that. I've been doing modeling for a long time. If I trust the photographer, if I feel safe. I've done a lot of photo shoots. I trust my instincts, so I would say yes if it was tasteful.
I do not feel very well about a tasteful nude photo shoot. I am a nurse, and we're trying to get away from the image of nurses in like skimpy little scrubs with the gloves and everything. And I don't think me and a nude photo shoot, no matter how tasteful it was, would resonate very well with my professional aspirations.
I'm not sure if I would be comfortable doing a tastefully nude photo shoot. I know there was a lot of controversy last year over the pictures, the high fashion pictures that were taken. But then again, it's the Miss Universe organization. If you open up a Vogue magazine, that's what you see. It's very high fashion, so I would have to see in what context that the photo shoot was being done.
I don't think anybody should see me nude. I would prefer to leave that for someone who I'd be in a relationship with only. I don't think the rest of the world needs to see me nude. I prefer to keep it classy.
I don't think I would be comfortable enough to be shot nude.
Now, do I judge people who do? No. But I personally don't think that I would do it.
Well, that's really not my personality, but if I had to do it, I certainly would, but that's something that I more than likely wouldn't do.
I would never pose nude for a photo shoot, even if it was tasteful.